Hello! In this tutorial, I am going to talk to you about researching local ordinances. So local ordinances, also known as municipal ordinances, exist at the local level. So county, city, parish, town, special district, whatever the local government categorizes itself as. And their power is usually granted by state constitution or state legislature. Typically, these local governments will have a charter that describes their powers, duties, and responsibilities. And these local governments can pass laws, which are often known as ordinances, and these ordinances do have the power of law within the local government's boundaries. When it comes to locating these local ordinances, you have a few options. The first one is MuniCode. MuniCode is probably one of the best. Their code library covers a lot of local governments for a majority of the states. And you can find their code library online for free at municode.com. Your next option is American Legal Publishing Corporation. It is available online for free as well at amlegal.com. They also have a large code library containing quite a few of these local government codes. Typically, if you can't find it on MuniCode, you will find it on AN Legal. Your next option would be to go to your local government's website. They will often have a link to their ordinances on their website. And many times it will actually link you out to MuniCode or AM Legal, depending on who they contract with to publish their local code. However, if they don't contract with either of these publishers, then they should have a link on their website to their local ordinances. If you need historical ordinances, you are definitely going to want to reach out to your local government. Local ordinances didn't start being published online until the early 2000s, so finding historical ones online is really difficult. So the local government should have an archive of their local ordinances if you need to find a historical one. You may also want to check with your local public library. They will often also keep a collection of their government's ordinances and usually a collection of the historical ones as well. And then finally, Lexis actually does maintain a collection of local ordinances for all 50 states. However, these are not annotated, they're not historical, they're just the current municipal codes. So there's really no added benefit of using them on Lexis versus using them on MuniCode or AM Legal or going straight to your local government to get them. So before we leave this tutorial, I do want to show you how to use these websites and find your ordinances. So let's start with MuniCode. You're just going to click on the code library in the upper right hand corner, and that's going to give you a map of all 50 states, and you can click on your state or you can use the alphabetical listing of states here. Just to point out, they also have tribes and tribal nation laws on here as well. So if you need that, you can find it here. But let's take a look at Florida. And once you click on your state, you are going to get a list of all of those local governments within your state. So the cities, the counties, the parishes, the towns, etc. And so you just need to find your jurisdiction and click on it. So let's take a look at Gulfport, and that will take you into the code. It's going to pop up a navigation menu, like a tutorial on how to use the website. So if you're new to it, you may want to use that. But for now, we're going to close out of that. I'm just going to show you some highlights. So at the top, there's a search bar, so you can run a search for your ordinances. Or over on the left-hand side, you can browse. The charter is in here as well as the code of ordinances, and you can browse both of them just using the drop-down arrows to open up the various sections. You're also going to notice at the top, it will tell you what version you're using, and it's going to default to the current version. If you use that drop-down, you can navigate to some historical versions of the code on MuniCode. You can see they only go back to 2012 here for Gulfport, and typically that's about as far back as you're going to find them online. Remember, if you need historical versions of the local ordinances, you want to go directly to your local government. They should have an archive of the ordinances there. Moving on to American Legal Publishing, it's kind of the same concept. You want to find the link to the code library up here at the top. Once you click on the code library, you will be given a list of the states that are available within AM Legal. So let's check out Florida again. And then you're going to be given an alphabetical listing of the local governments that are available within AM Legal. You're going to notice the list here is much shorter than it was in MuniCode. However, these are jurisdictions that were not available in MuniCode. So these jurisdictions decided to contract with American Legal Publishing for their codes rather than MuniCode. And so to browse the local ordinances, just click on your jurisdiction. And then once you're in your jurisdiction, you can use the drop downs over on the left-hand side to browse the charter as well as the Code of Ordinances. There's also a link to the government's website here in the middle and some contact information. And then instead of a search bar at the top, you click on the search link. And then you can run a basic keyword search, or you can do an advanced search. Advanced searching wasn't available in MuniCode, so the searching is a little bit more developed in American Legal, which is nice. And then finally, even though there's really no added benefit of using the municipal ordinances in Lexis compared to MuniCode or AM Legal, I do want to show you where you can find those. So underneath your Content tab, click on Statutes and Legislation. Then you can, under Content Types, you can click on Municipal Codes, which will then give you a list of all of the states. Simply click on your state, click on the Municipal Codes link, and then you will be given a drop down where you can find all of the municipalities or local governments available within Lexis's collection. And then you can just use the drop downs to expand those and look at the charters or the codes. You can check which ones you want to search and run a search. So you do have that option. And that is it for local ordinances. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. You can email us, call us, or stop by and visit us.